Hi everyone, in this video I'll be talking about a method to multiply two numbers that end with 5. So first scenario is when the difference of two numbers is 0, so that means the two numbers are the same. First you have to remove the 5's, and then you have to multiply the first number by the second number plus 1. So 1 times 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 times 2 gives us 2, and it with 25. Here is the same thing, 25 times 25, remove the 5's. 2 times 2 plus 1, so 3. 2 times 3 gives us 6. End it with 25. 35 times 35, remove the 5's. 3 times 4, 12. End it with 25. Now when the difference of numbers is 10, it's a bit different. It's, first of all, you have to remove the 5's. But then you have to multiply 1 times the bigger number. So in the first case, where the numbers are the same, it didn't matter which number you added 1 to. Now it does. You have to add 1 to the bigger number. So 1 times 3. And the second difference is it ends with 75. And that's because the difference is 10. When the difference is 10, 30, 50, 70, it always ends with 75. I'll explain the reason why later. So here let's take a look. 15 times 25. Remove the 5's. 1 times, then add 1 to the bigger number, so 1 times 3, 375. 25 times 35, remove the 5's. 2 times 3 plus 1, 4. 2 times 4, 8, 75. It works with every single number in the list. And even more, I just didn't list them all. When the difference of numbers is 20, it goes back to 25. See? So when it's 0, 20, 40, the ending is 25. When it's 10, 30, 50, the ending is 75. So now first you have to remove the 5's, and then you have to do 1 times the bigger number plus 1, so 1 times 4. And then for the result you have to add 1 again, so that's a special rule that applies to 20, and I'll also explain why, so it's all going to be clear later. So 1 times 3 plus 1, 4, then plus 1 again, so 5, 25. 25 times 45, remove the 5's. 2 times, then 4 plus 1, 2 times 5, 10, plus 1, 11, 25. 35 times 55, remove the 5's. 3 times 5 plus 1, 6. 3 times 6, 18, plus 1, 19, 25. So it works with every single number you could think of. Now when the difference is 30, it's, first of all, it's the same thing, right? So 15 times 45, remove the 5's. 1 times 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 1 times 5, and then plus 1, so 6. Because it's 30, it ends with 75. Same thing here, 25 times 55, remove both 5's from the end, 2 times 5, then add 1 to the bigger number, so 2 times 6, 12, add 1, 13, end it with 75. 35 times 65, remove the 5's, then multiply 3 times 7, because 6 plus 1, 7. 3 times 7, 21, plus 1, 22. 22, and it was 75. When the difference is 40 and 50, 40, when the difference is 40, it ends with 25. When the difference is 50, it ends with 75. Right? So with 40, it's the same thing, but it's a result plus 2. Right? So now it's 15 times, for example, 15 times 55, right? Remove the 5's. 1 times 5 plus 1, 6. 1 times 6 plus 2, so 8, 825. 35 times 75, remove the 5's. 3 times 7 plus 1, 3 times 8, so ends with 20, answers 24. Add 2, 26, 25. So see, every time it's a bit different. Same thing with 50, except now it ends with 75, right? So 15 times 65, remove the 5's. 1 times 6 plus 1, 1 times 7 plus 2, 9, 975. 35 times 85 equals 2,975, right? So remove the 5's, and then add 1 to the bigger number, so 3 times 9, 27, plus 2, 29, 2975. It's the same thing with 60 and 70, except now it's plus 3 and plus 3. So the general rule for every single one of them is applicable. So is step 1, remove 5 from both numbers to get two new numbers. Multiply them to get product A and add them to get an average B. If the result B is an integer, place 25 at the end. If B is a fraction, put 75 at the end. So first you have to multiply them to get a product A. Then you have to add them to get average B. So average B would be adding the first two numbers and dividing by 2, right? So I'll show an example. You have these two numbers. Remove the 5s. So now it's 117 times 23. And it gives us this big number that you can't really calculate, right? It's a lot easier once you understand. So this 117 times 23 gives us a first number. So you multiply both numbers. No, you have to note that we remove the 5s, right? So it's 117 times 23. It gives us a first number. And then you have to make the mean of the two numbers. So 117 plus 23 divided by 2 gives us 70. So now you have to add the product and the mean. So 2,691 plus 70 gives us 2,761. And then you can add 25 at the end because this was a whole number. If this was a fraction, if this was, for example, 70.5, you have to round down, so 70. If this was 72.5, you have to round down, so 72. And then you have to add it with this to get a new number. And this number, you end it with 75 if this was a decimal and you had to round it down. If this was an integer, then you only end it with 25. I hope it's clear enough, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you very much for listening.